Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the office. You can see awesome surfboards up there and our skateboards. I am very sorry. Unfortunately, I have to be gone again today. It's just daycare and work juggling. So I will be back on Monday for more adventures in art with you. So today I am asking you to make sure that you are working for the entire class period. That's part of your participation points. And when you are working, please be working using quiet voices and turn in your work before you leave and make sure you clean up after yourself. I am going to ask Mrs. Course to write down any names of people who are not following those expectations. And on Monday, I'm going to do a drawing of all the students in the class, and I'm going to choose 5 random students to win a treat from the school store. So maybe a little bag of cookies or some chips, whatever you pick. But if your name is on that list, you're not going to be in the drawing. So please keep that in mind, and hopefully maybe you'll have a little snack for Monday. Okay. So today you're going to be doing a high school bucket list drawing. So the prompt is to create a sketchbook page. Well, we haven't made our sketchbooks yet, so we're just going to do a piece of drawing paper with a visual list of things you would like to accomplish before you graduate high school. Okay, so you are going to get a piece of paper, and those will be up on the poster file. Maybe someone will pass it out to you to be even more helpful. And you're going to make a list of at least 10 things you'd like to do before you graduate high school. So this is like the back of your paper where you're going to put your name, make a list of any goals that you have, whether they're big goals, short-term goals, small goals, whatever they are. Your minimum amount of things is 10. More than 10 is great, because then you can pick and choose what you want to draw, and maybe you'll draw them all. I don't know. But yeah, have at least 10 things. That should take you, 10 or 15 minutes, of thinking and writing your goals. Then next to each item, I want you to think about how you can represent that goal with an image, right? Because art is about communicating with pictures. So think about, how can I translate, learn how to drive into a picture? So maybe it's going to be like a little driver's license, or maybe like a little pick cartoon car with you like waving out of it or whatever. So do a little, like if you need to do any quick little sketches, you can. That's just like kind of practice, or maybe your ideas. Those are called like thumbnail sketches, like real fast, not a lot of details, just to kind of get your ideas going. And then that should take you another 10 minutes to think about what those words are going to translate into with pictures. And then you're going to start your bucket list. So flip the paper over. And start with pencil. I'd like for you to do some kind of border around the edge, kind of like a little frame. It can be simple, it can be fancy, whatever. And then somewhere on the list, make sure you have a title that's like bucket list, high school goals, high school bucket list, whatevs. And then I encourage you to try to do it in some lettering that's a little bit more artistic than your normal handwriting. It doesn't have to be super fancy or anything like that, or maybe you are a super fancy lettering person. But anyway, put the title on there, and then you're going to draw your goals, try to fill the space. So part of this is to, use up the space that you have left after you put the title and the border on there, not have teeny tiny little drawings floating in the space of whiteness of the paper, color, and then you can label them. So try to draw big, fill the space that you have, like I just said. Okay, so here's a little example real quick. And this one does have a little bit of white space around that little cauldron. So I'd encourage that person, if they had some, maybe 1 or 2 more little things that they could fill in, that would be good. You're welcome to use your Chromebook to help you with reference images, but I don't want you tracing pictures off your Chromebook. What you draw doesn't have to be realistic. It can be cartoony, and certainly it should be at your ability level. Do what you can. This is, we're all on a different part in our journey. We've talked about that. Okay, and this is how we're going to grade it. So 15 points for having those requirements, having the border, having 10 things, having your little brainstorm list on the back, having a title on it, and then 25 points is for your effort and craftsmanship. So craftsmanship is neatness. Are things drawn big to fill the space? Are things colored neatly? Does it look really sloppy, like you did it in 5 or 10 minutes? Or does it look like you took your time? So those are going to be graded. And then with any leftover time, you're going to do a creativity scribble. So this is another type of drawing. It kind of builds on our imagination workout where we're kind of trying to draw ideas out of just like little lines and shapes. So not separate piece of paper. You can start with a pencil, and you're just going to draw a big scribble. You don't want to draw tons and tons and tons because you want big open shapes. So just kind of like a big, free form scribble. And then you can go over it with marker first if you want, but I like to stay with pencil because that way, later on I can kind of define the spaces. So then once you have a scribble, then you just go back in and you turn those shapes into things. So you can see the example here. There's lots of animals and cartoons. I particularly like, the I don't know if it's a narwhal or what, the unicorn that's like throwing up a rainbow over there. I enjoy that. So, it can be creative to, the maximum of possibilities. And then, certainly adding color if there's extra time. Okay, so before you leave today, make sure that you've turned in your bell work for this week. Make sure you do your bell work. I did not mention that earlier, but make sure you get that out and do your Friday bell work. And then make sure you turn it in. Make sure your name is on it so that you get the points. Make sure you did that Google Classroom assignment from Wednesday. Make sure you turned in your imagination workout from yesterday. Make sure that you have that About Me sheet turned in. If you haven't yet, bring it back on Monday, sign so that you can still get some points, but it's going to start losing points after today. And if you have any questions, you can always ask Julia. You can always email me. And I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.